Picture this. It's 5:30 in the evening. You're cooking dinner, your phone is ringing, and your child, who seemed absolutely fine 10 minutes ago, is now on the kitchen floor, screaming, kicking, completely inconsolable. You didn't shout. You didn't do anything wrong. You just told them dinner would be ready soon. And yet, this, if you've been here, and if you're watching this, I'm guessing you have, I want you to know something important before we go any further. Your child is not trying to manipulate you. They are not being dramatic, and you are not failing them. What's happening in that moment is something very real, happening inside their brain. And once you understand it, everything changes. Not just how you respond to the meltdown, but how often they happen in the first place. Hello, I'm Chenawazi from the Quiet Parent family, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's talk about it. So let's start with the brain. Don't worry, I'm not going to throw medical terms at you. Think of it like this. Every child has two parts of their brain working constantly. One part is a thinking part, the calm, rational side that can reason, wait, and problem solve. The other part is the feeling part, the instinctive, emotional side that reacts first and thinks later. In most adults, these two parts have learned to work together pretty well. Not perfectly. We all have our moments, but well enough. In children with ADHD, that connection between the thinking brain and the feeling brain is still very much under construction. It's not broken. It's just not finished yet. And it won't be for a long time. What that means in practice is this. When a child with ADHD hits a moment of frustration, disappointment, overstimulation, or unexpected change, their feeling brain lights up like a firework. Fast, intense, total. And their thinking brain, the part that would normally say, okay, calm down, this isn't actually a crisis, simply cannot get there in time. That's the meltdown. It's not a choice. It's a brain that got flooded before it could catch up. There's actually a name for what happens in the body during a meltdown. Some researchers call it an amygdala hijack, where the emotional alarm system in the brain takes over so completely that everything else goes offline. Your child genuinely cannot hear you clearly. They cannot process your words logically. They cannot regulate themselves, no matter how much they want to. The part of the brain that controls all of that is temporarily offline. And here is what I want you to sit with for a moment. Imagine being that overwhelmed, that flooded, and not knowing why. Imagine your body being completely taken over by a feeling so big you don't have words for it. And the people around you just want you to stop. That's what our children are living in those moments. Now, here's the part that most parents find really useful. Meltdowns rarely come from nowhere. Even when they feel sudden to us, there's almost always a buildup. A collection of small stresses that stacked up quietly until one last thing tipped the whole pile over. The dinner announcement wasn't the problem. It was just the last thing. So what tends to stack up? A few of the most common ones I hear from parents again and again. Transitions. Moving from one thing to another is genuinely hard for a brain with ADHD. not because they're being difficult, but because switching gears takes enormous mental energy, and they rarely have warning that it's coming. Hunger and tiredness. These aren't excuses. They are physiological triggers. A hungry or tired child with ADHD has even less capacity to regulate their emotions than usual. The window is tiny. Overstimulation, a loud classroom, a busy supermarket, a birthday party, an afternoon of screens. Any of these can quietly fill up the sensory tank. And by the time your child gets home to you, that tank is already overflowing. Unexpected change. ADHD brains often rely on mental pictures of how things are going to go. When reality doesn't match that picture, even in a small way, it can feel like genuine loss. A canceled plan, a different route home, the wrong plate. None of these are reasons to prevent your child from having a full life. They're just patterns worth noticing. So you can start to see the meltdown coming, even when your child can't. So, your child is in a meltdown. Or you can feel one building. What do you actually do? I want to share a framework I call the C.A.L.M method. It's something I've built across everything I've learned and lived as a parent. And it's the approach I come back to every single time things get hard. C. Connect first. Before anything else, get close. Not in a confrontational way, in a soft way. Get down to their level if you can. Make your body smaller and quieter. Your calm is the first medicine. You are co-regulating them simply by being steady near them. A. Acknowledge the feeling. Don't try to reason or fix or explain yet. Just name what you see. You're really upset right now. That felt really big. I can see this is hard. You're not agreeing with the behavior. You're telling them that you see them and that their feelings make sense to you. L. Lead with curiosity. Once the storm has started to pass, and it will pass, get curious. Not, why did you do that? With a sigh. Genuine curiosity. What was happening for you before that? What felt hard? You're helping them learn to look inward, which is one of the most powerful skills we can give them. M. Model the calm. This is the one that's really for us. Our children learn emotional regulation by watching it, not by being told to calm down, by being near someone who is calm. Every time we stay regulated in a hard moment, even imperfectly, we're doing something that matters enormously for their developing brain. I want to be honest with you. This is not always easy. There will be moments when you're running on fumes and the meltdown lands at the absolute worst time. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is repair. We connect, we acknowledge, we stay curious, we come back to calm, and we do it again. Before we wrap up, I want to quickly name a few things that are completely understandable in the moment, but that tend to make things harder. Trying to reason mid-meltdown. I know it feels like the right thing to explain, to remind them of the rules, to help them see the logic, but their thinking brain is offline. The words genuinely aren't landing the way you intend them to, matching their energy. When we raise our voice or our tension rises, their nervous system reads that as more danger. The alarm gets louder. The meltdown intensifies, making them apologize immediately afterwards. There's a time for accountability, and it's not while they're still catching their breath. Give them time to return to themselves first, then have the conversation. Taking it personally. This one is for you. Their meltdown is not a verdict on your parenting. It is a brain doing its best in a situation that overwhelmed it. You are not the cause. You are the safe place. If you've made it to the end of this video, I want you to know the fact that you're here, trying to understand what's happening in your child's brain, that matters. That is connection. That is the work. You don't need to be a perfect parent. You need to be a present one. And you already are. If this was helpful, please do give it a like. It really does help other parents find this channel. And if you want to go deeper, I've put together a free Quiet Parent Toolkit in the description below. It includes a meltdown de-escalation guide that walks through the C.A.L.M method step by step, and you can download it for free. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. What's the hardest part of navigating meltdowns in your house? There's no right or wrong answer. This is a space to think it through together. Next time, we're going to be talking about something I get asked about constantly: how to build connection with a child who pushes you away. If that's something you're living with right now, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Take care of yourself. Raising the early years with connection, not perfection. One quiet moment at a time.